afternoon, good morning, everyone. This is Crystal from Krystle-Clear, Think Krystle-Clear show with my co host Kate, who is an author of Life's Purpose. We would like to welcome you into a new year, and today we are going to discuss goals and the importance of having a goal in 2023. Hi, Kate. How are you doing today?
Hi, Crystal. Happy 2023 to you. I'm doing well.
Oh, that's awesome. I am so excited in what we're going to discuss today. So, well, let's get into it. But first, I'm going to ask you a question.
Sure.
In this 2023, if you were a hero, who would that be and
Oh,
why?
a hero. I guess that depends on how you define that. I think that the typical answer most people would give you is probably some comic book hero or whatever. But to me, what comes straight from the heart is just being the best version of me that I can for 2023. That's where I would consider myself a hero if I can just be the vision I have in my head. How about
Oh,
you?
well, if just like what you said, it would be a superhero. And I've always liked this superhero, the independent, what's that called? The super mom that stretches her whole body, the Incredibles, I think it's called. And she's just this mom who could stretch herself for so far and protect her kids while doing her laundry and stuff like that.
Wow.
Which is, I feel I'm still doing that because my kids are still small and young. And but this there is one movie, the Peppermint movie, and I've seen that a couple of years ago, and it's portrayed by an actress, a Hollywood actress, and her kid was kidnapped, and she was just went after the kidnapper, and but her kid was also murdered at the same time.
Oh,
So, and I told my kids, if that was going to happen to you, I'm going to turn into that mom, and I will defend you and I will protect you with all my heart and with all my might. And yeah, but well, that's how we love our mothers.
yes.
So if I were to choose, yeah, this incredible mom to who stretches far beyond the expectations for her children. And yeah,
Awesome.
well, so for the goals that we are going to discuss, this is very interesting because we want to have goals for 2023, whether it be um, losing weight or earning more or
Yeah.
starting a business. And I would like to ask you, how important is it to have a goal, Kate?
Well, let's look at it the other way. If you don't have a goal, what are you doing? Right? There's no
Mhm.
growth there. So if you're a person, there are people that just once they get set in life, they're good. But if you want to continue to keep growing, you have to keep setting new goals. So to me, goals are very important. Of course, in our culture, anytime we come on the new year, it becomes in more in our awareness to really think about and set new goals for the year. It's how we measure them. So I think if you are a person that is set on continually growing, goals are they're a must.
Oh, love it. It's true. And it's in one lesson that we had also, it's like having a destination in our GPS. Because when you drive, you need to set a destination, whether you know how to where to go, turn left, turn right, or go straight ahead. And that's what having a goal is. It's your destination for this year or in 5 years or in 10 years.
Yep.
And if we should have a goal, what kind of goal should we have and why?
Well, there's different types. And you can kind of still think of it as in that yearly term. Some people might set a 5 year goal or a 10-year goal. Whatever your big overall goal, which we typically refer to as the C type goal, it's the big dream, it's the where you want to be, it's the thing you want to do, it's what you want to have, that you may not even know how it's going to happen. So that is the overall image, the overall goal. But then, just like at the beginning of a new year, you might have a goal for the year, but then you've got to break it down to how are you, it's going to maybe take you all year to get there. So, what do you need to do every month, every week, every day in order to get there?
The action steps, as we
The
call
action
it,
steps.
isn't it?
Yep.
But is it's also important to have a goal that burns you, that you have this burning desire, this passion to pursue, rather than just a goal that you already know how to achieve, isn't it?
Very much so, because what happens if you don't have that burning desire?
You just stay stuck in your comfort zone.
Exactly. It's easier to stay right where you are. But
It
if you have that
is,
burning desire, you're motivated, you're eager to get out there and do it and do whatever it takes to make that
yeah,
goal.
indeed. And even if, for example, I myself have been stuck, I have this big goal that I've already talked to you about, this hotel and resort, this chain of hotels and resorts in the Philippines or all over the world, where families and kids, most especially, and adults can build memories and just feel the moment, be in the moment. And because it's in when I was a child, in I just felt so special when I was in the beach and when we were spending time together and just being carefree and not really thinking about anything, but just being present at that time. And I just wanted to share that experience to other people. But first, how can we make that goal? And like, sometimes we get stuck of the how
Yes, right.
instead of living the dream, instead of taking actions. Is there something that you can break down and share with us to
There's
achieve that goal?
there's a myriad of things. I think first of all, as we discussed that, and you've done it in your own life, you wanted to be your own boss, you wanted to have a business. You have to have that desire so that when you don't know how or there's bumps along the way, you know you're going to stay dedicated to aiming, still going in that direction, versus if I don't have the burning desire and there's a bump in the road, that bump might just throw me off and I may forget about the goal. So that burning desire is very important because it's going to help you stay motivated to continue to take steps. Even if you, I don't like to use the word fail, if you misstep, things don't go
Mhm.
as you want them to go, you know that's okay. That's just a way I now know not to do it. And I'm going to try this over here and keep going. So it's really important to have that burning desire to begin with. And I think the other part of that is we talk about it all the time, that committed decision. Because if you make a committed decision, you won't accept that word that I hate, failure. you won't
Mm.
accept that. You're just going to keep moving. So that's really important to understand that if you have that, you will continue to keep going in the direction of your goal, which may be a 5 or a 10 year goal, but you know every day you're going to be doing something to keep stepping in that direction, whether that be take online courses, take a hotel management class, start looking at resorts, visiting resorts maybe that you want to buy, that type of thing.
Yes, it's true. Well, I agree with you. We hate the word failure,
Yeah,
or we fear the word failure,
yeah.
but actually the failure is helps us
Mhm.
grow as well. Without failure, we don't learn anything, isn't it? Like Thomas Edison, he failed 10,000 times to be able to produce the light bulb, and I think it's important for us to fail in but learn at the
Yes.
same time instead of failing and stopping. That's
Yep.
real failure. When you
Yep.
stop, that's game over. But when you fail and you continue and get out of your comfort zone, we have
Yep.
been using this word over and over again this during this session, because it's really not easy to get out of your comfort zone,
Right.
especially when you don't really need to go out of it, but instead the burning desire, what
Mhm.
you really truly want. What is it that you really truly want? And then it motivates you,
Yes.
isn't it?
Yep.
Is there some habits that we can learn to get there, to get to the C type goal that we've spoken of?
I mean, everybody has a different way of going about it, and you've got to use what works for you. To me, the I believe using habits on a daily basis, starting in the morning and starting with the goal that you have, remembering why you're doing what you're doing every day towards that goal is a huge motivator, keeping that presence of mind. And then there are several different habits that it's up to you how you want to do it. But, things as writing your goals down every day, being grateful every day, maybe meditating in the morning every day. To me, it's all about what brings that awareness into your mind that's going to cause you to act and keep stepping in the right direction.
Yes, I love it. And I remember Bob Proctor also taught us in one of his lessons that when we start our day, the day before we sleep, it also sets the day, the
Yeah.
next day for us, isn't
Yes.
it? And when we wake up, we start a new day with gratitude, with journaling, with morning prayers, with meditation, like you mentioned, and even brushing your teeth with the opposite hand or writing your journal with the opposite hand triggers the all parts of your brain,
Yep.
and it helps also um, to achieve your goal, isn't it?
Yep. So I'll ask you what piece of advice would you give since we're towards the end of January now, when we know that most people have set resolutions, and really instead of goals, they've set resolutions at the beginning of the year, and probably by now most of them have stopped doing what they said they would do at the beginning of the year. So, what's your one piece of advice that would help somebody get past this point where they would continue on with achieving their goal?
Well, I would tell them to pick up the resolution again instead of feeling demotivated. Just start again. It's okay. Like I said earlier, it's okay to fail. We fear that word, we hate that word, but it's okay to fail, because you are not a failure when you fail. You are a winner.
Yep.
You are a failure when you stop, when you quit. So just pick that up that resolution, make the new habit, make it into a new paradigm instead of feeling sorry for yourself, and just feed your dreams and stop worrying about the how. And even if you've fallen several times, you've missed your goal several times, it's okay, because tomorrow, the next day, is a new day and you can start all over again. It's easier said than done, but it's okay to be, it's okay. Just be nice to yourself. Love yourself better, and give yourself a pat in the back and say, "Yeah, it's okay. You can do this." And maybe it's best if you can find somebody
I was just
who
going to
can
say
be
that.
accountable,
As,
you can partner with, and
yep,
just motivate you, and just help each other,
yep.
isn't
And I would even say some of the biggest growth that I've had is when I've had coaches, not only accountability partners, but also coaches, right? Because
it?
most of the time you can't see, as they say, what's in your blind spot. You can't see what's holding you back, or you can't provide yourself the support that you need. So I'm a big proponent of having a coach, and that's exactly what you do.
Yes, it's true. It's because most of the time you don't see yourself the way you want to see, and your coach or your mentor can see how far you can go. He or can she can see your capabilities, your abilities, and your talents, and can motivate you to wherever you want to go. And find a good mentor, a good coach, or we are here. I am here, and we are here, available to help you and achieve your goal. And that's that's
Stay focused on it one step at a time. Yep,
it, indeed. One step at a time, tiny measures count.
yep. They all add up to one big change, right?
Yes, indeed. So, um as we have discussed, having a goal is very important, and we should have a goal, because we should know wherever we are going.
Yep.
And just like having an address in our GPS, we need to know where we want to go. And it's very important to have habits, isn't it, Kate? So remember your goals. Make your bed is also important, because that sets your day. You have already achieved one important task of the day. Drinking helps also, and exercising, being able to take care of yourself,
Yeah.
and journaling, being grateful for what you have and what you have received, is also very important.
And that's really all those habits all come down to having a very clear, very organized mind and body. And that's what it comes down to. When you can have a body that's healthy and functioning properly, running clearly, that same thing, it helps you clear your mind and get you focused where you're going, and helps you be able to do that, right? In
Sure.
a manner that's a lot quicker than somebody that isn't. As we all know, when people feel stuck, or even with the new resolutions, people choose losing weight, getting out and moving the body along with the mind, leaps and bounds.
Indeed, indeed. And with that, I thank you for your time, Kate. Thank you, everyone, for your time, for listening to us, watching us. See you again next time. Have a good day. Goodbye.